So I'm all excited to cast my bait into the water. And the reason I'm extra excited is right here, this little mini camera at the end of my line, which is going to pick up any action should a big fish come and take that ball bait on the hook. So as I swing it back to cast it off, you can see the camera hanging on the line. And it's time to let her rip. And away she goes. And I got a nice long cast. It hit the top of the water and sunk down. There's no real place to stick a rod holder in this rocky cliff, so the only alternative is to find a cleft in the rock here and just wedge it with a stone. Make sure that my drag is set properly so the rod doesn't either break or run off with the fish. So about 20 minutes later, while I'm fiddling around, suddenly a huge take on the fishing pole. Look at the bend on that thing. It was hard to get out of the cleft of the rock because it was bending so hard. And I realized I've got a monster on here. So I immediately have to start moving from side to side on the bank and dragging him along while I'm reeling him to make sure he doesn't get caught up in the weeds. So as the battle ensues, I realize, wait a minute, I don't have my cap with my camera on to catch this action. So I need to get my other cap on. I need to go get it first. And I find it, and then I got to turn the camera on, and I'm having trouble actually getting my cap on my head lined up, but I do eventually, and here's the view from the cap cam. So as the fish surfaces for the first time, I realize this is a really big carp. Then some more humor ensues because I go to get my gloves and I don't see them anywhere. I start picking things up looking for my gloves. Meanwhile, the fish is probably going to go in the weeds. So I have to run back and pull the fish and make sure he doesn't go to the weeds on the right. Then I happen to catch a glimpse of my gloves. They were sitting up on the rock wall, so I go back and grab them. Now I got to get them on, so I have to stick the rod between my knees and get one on real quick and then grab the pole again. Meanwhile, I'm trying to control this big fish. As you can see, there's a lot of gross, mucky algae clinging to the bank. So the other thing I have to do is find an area that has the least amount of this gross algae growing. So there's one spot that doesn't have it very much, and that's the area I want to try to bring this fish in. So as I'm bringing the fish in, there's one thing that's got me really excited, and that's that the camera is still on the line. It's still pointing right at the fish. So I'm really psyched to see this footage from underwater. These carp are strong and they're slimy, so he didn't want to cooperate with letting me grab hold of his mouth to bring him in. So finally, when he pulled out, I said, you know what, I'll just pick him up by the gill. So time to switch to the time-lapse view from on shore, and it looks choppy because it's only taking 1 frame every second, and I had to slow it down. So after getting some good views on camera with this fish, it was time to put him back in. Let's get him back in. So as I put him in the water, I had to lean forward, and I was hoping to turn him and face him the other way, but he slipped out of my hands. Then I had to encourage him. Come on, you can do it. Get right-sided up, spin around, and swim back out. And he did.
Oh, that did it. That made the day, that one.
So here comes the punchline of the whole day. I'm like, oh, that made the whole day that I caught that fish. But then when I got home and went to pull the video footage, I forgot to load an SD card in the camera. Bummer. Well, now I'll just have to go back and get another video of a catfish taking it, a big one.